Hi guys, if you follow my blog, you've seen that I have referenced the perfect way to frost a cake before. Just probably a year or two ago, I started loving making cakes and I love the challenge of it. However, I have zero training in baking. I've never taken a class. I don't have any fancy tools. So I thought I'd share with you guys my tricks for getting the perfect cake. I have my cakes that I already baked, and I'm telling you guys, this is not fancy. I boxed cake. I cooked them this morning, so they're perfectly cool. I used 2 boxes for this cake, and once the cakes were totally cool, I flipped them upside down, and then I did use one fancy tool that my friend lets me borrow. This is called, well, I don't know what it's called, but it's Wilton brand, and it's like a leveler, so it flattens the cake out. But the last cake I made, I did not have this fancy tool from my friend, and I actually used a piece of thread, and I just shimmied the thread through the cake to cut off that rounded top and make it flat. So I'm making a 4-layer cake, and the first 2 layers are, let me tell you what this is down here first. The first 2 layers are bigger and the second 2 layers are smaller for the top. First, I also prepped my area here. I cut out a piece of cardboard and a piece of wax paper. The wax paper is just to give a barrier between the cardboard and the cake. And then here I have a cookie sheet covered with foil. This just helps it from, I don't want to have to clean my cookie sheet. So I just covered it with foil so I could just throw it away because it gets a little messy, this technique. And then this is a wire rack from the Dollar Tree. Comes in a pack of like 2 or 4, I think. So again, not fancy, not expensive. So this is my little prep work here. I have my cardboard, and I'm gonna set my cardboard and my wax paper on top of my wire rack. And I have 2 of these down here, one for the bigger size cake, and then one for the smaller size cake top. And I'm gonna frost them separately and then place the smaller on top of the larger one. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm gonna take my first cake layer, and actually I'm gonna use the other one because it got a little crumbly and I want it to be on the bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna put that right on the wax paper. And I cut the cardboard and the wax paper just slightly smaller than the cake tin so that it won't show. And it'll just look like it's just my cake there. Before I do my technique, I'm gonna put my similar size layers together. And so to do that, I'm just gonna use a little bit of frosting to put in between the layer. It makes it really moist and delicious, and it helps it stick together. So, and again, not fancy, this is like the $1 frosting from Walmart. So I'm just gonna scoop some on here and spread it on. Again, this is just gonna kind of act as the glue that's keeping my 2 layers together. And I'm just gonna gently press. Okay, so now I'm ready to do the rest of my frosting with my amazing technique. I saw this somewhere on Pinterest. Someone had just posted like, here's an idea, and I was like, what? And it blew my mind. When it actually worked, I was amazed. So first I'm gonna dye my frosting. I'm just using black icing color from, I got this at Walmart, but it's at Michael's, Joann's, anywhere. And I'm just gonna have to experiment with how much to put in because I don't want too dark of a gray. Wow. So all you guys do is microwave this and pour it over top your cake. It's amazing. So I am gonna microwave it for 30 seconds. Okay, once you get it out of the microwave, you wanna just stir, and you'll be able to tell it's very liquidy, which is good. It's ready to be poured. So stir it up, and you just go ahead and pour it over the cake. It's pretty amazing to watch as it just evenly trickles down. And then from there, you just smooth it out. Let it trickle down the sides. Once enough has trickled, you can smooth out the side. The great thing about this also is if I need more frosting, I can always scoop up the excess. I don't really like doing that because it just takes a little more effort, but then see there's a lot on the top here that I can just, wherever it's needed, I can push off the side and let it drip down. So I actually need a lot on this side. Okay, so our cakes are frosted. If I'm being perfectly honest, this isn't my best work with this technique. However, the beauty of this technique is if I were getting really serious about wanting it to be perfect, I could just take another thing of frosting and pour it over for another layer. But I'm okay with this how it is right now. I am going to now put the smaller cake on top of the larger one. But before I do that, I'm making a cake, a Halloween cake with spiders on it, and I'm gonna use these chocolate meltables to do spider webs all over the candy melts. I got them at Walmart, $1.88. You can get them many places. I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the microwave to melt, to start melting, while I show you how to construct the cake. Let's see, this is 1 minute, and it's supposed to be 50% power. So that's gonna melt the chocolates. Now I'm just gonna take a spatula and I'm very carefully going to try to lift this cake, and I'm just gonna kind of wipe off the excess frosting if there is any that's on the bottom. And that looks pretty good. Then I am just going to place the cake ever so gently and carefully where I think the middle is, which I would say is be about there. Didn't quite get it in the middle, but I'm not too concerned. I actually don't like how this back frosted, so I'm gonna have this be my front anyway. So I'm gonna say that is perfectly enough. That's perfect enough. And now I'm going to check on my melting chocolates. So I was supposed to do a minute and then stir these up and then do 30-second intervals until it's melted. You don't want to put these in the microwave for too long because they will burn. So, like I said, we will just sort of help drip this in as best we can. Oh boy. And you have to work a little bit fast with this because you don't want your chocolate to harden before you get to do the drizzle. So, I'm gonna go ahead, try to get as much of this inside the bottle as I can, twist the cap on, and I'm gonna clean my hands off a little bit. Turn this, shake it, shake that chocolate down. Ooh, that's gonna be good. Okay, so now I think I just start webbing. So I'm going to carefully use my spatula to lift it up. And transfer it. Turn it around so you guys can see. It turned out super cute, I think. So for a non-professional DIY type of thing, I am happy with it, and it will be the perfect, really I love cake because it's like a decoration. So it'll be super cute on my table for my Halloween party tomorrow. All right, thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you found this video helpful. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more DIYing tips. Thanks, guys.